Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Adora Nisi and I'm back today with another video, and today is premiere day. Season 4 of Tyler Perry's Sistas premieres today at 9/8 Central Time. So I am back today with the final video leading up to the premiere day. And in today's video, we're just going to just briefly talk about something as we look forward into season 4, because based on the trailer that we saw, potentially this could be, a drama-filled season. We just hope, that it's actually carried out in the ways of being interesting and not necessarily repetitive and stagnant as some of, the previous seasons have been when it comes to certain characters. But that's neither here nor there. So we're going to just finish off this round of videos talking about a prediction of season 4 and talking about two of the main characters, which is Karen and Andi. And we're just going to discuss, is season 4 going to be the end of Karen's and Andi's friendship? Is this going to be the season where we finally see the two in their friendship? In previous videos, I have talked about this briefly because of certain things that we know that's going to happen in season 4, with the whole character list being leaked or whatever, or announced or whatever it was. And, us seeing, Andi is going to be Zach's lawyer, and, her potentially helping out Zach and Fatima with their issues. And, her going to Zach's house, her maybe having more scenes with Fatima this season. Is kind of, people are kind of want to know, like, okay, well, with all this going on, is this going to be the season where her and Karen finally call their friendship quits? I do believe that this may be the season where their friendship ends. I feel like one friendship is going to end, or the entire friendship is going to end, as far as like the entire circle. But I feel like before we can have like a falling out with all the women, there needs to be a little bit of a smalling falling out first. And I believe that's going to take place with Karen and Andi. So if we just look at Karen's and Andi's friendship from season 1 up until season 3, Karen and Andi has always been two peas in a pod. They have been the closest of the two, closer than they are with Danny and Sabrina. They tell each other things that they don't tell the other girls. They really hold out in their, friendship circle. And they may only tell each other things. They spend more time together. They call each other more. That's just what we see in the show. They're closer than they are with Danny and Sabrina. But they all are friends, as they say. But looking back into season 1, we kind of see, Karen being the one that's very outspoken, very blunt. When she found out who Gary was, she was very outspoken about not liking him and telling Andi what she needs to do with her life, and telling Andi this is what she needs to do, this is what she should not do. She was always very outspoken for that. Whereas Andi was a little bit less outspoken, of course. When it came to her and Zach, she would tell Karen, what she should do, but she should do what she wants to do. But she would do it, like in a softer way than what Karen would do with her. In my opinion, Andi was not as invested in Karen's and Zach's relationship as Karen is in Andi's and Gary's relationship. Now, keep in mind, both of those relationships was toxic. And keep in mind, Gary is crazy. But at the end of the day, like, Sabrina and Danny would tell Karen it's her life. She has to, Andi has to learn those choices on her own. She got to make those mistakes on her own. And by us just telling her what's wrong, it's not going to stop her from doing anything. And I think that's just part of, like, the rift that she has with, Sabrina and Danny, is that they do not necessarily hold Andi accountable. But Sabrina and Danny just say, it's her life. Let her do and let her make the mistakes on her own. And so Karen would get mad about things like that. She would get mad when Andi doesn't do things that she thinks that Andi should do. Even when it comes down to, her finding out about Fatima and Zach. Her feeling like Andi was more loyal to Fatima, and she feeling like Andi should not be talking to Fatima about Zach or telling Fatima that she should go after Zach. It's just if it's not Karen's way, then it's no way. And that's just something that their relationship is. We see that in her relationship with the girls. We see that in her relationship with Zach. And potentially you can kind of see a little bit in her relationship with Aaron as well. So with that being said, looking into what may happen in season 4 with Andi becoming Zach's lawyer and her helping out Fatima and Zach, this may be the final straw of their friendship. And I say that because when it comes to Karen, feels like Andi is supposed to be her friend and her friend only. So she already feels some type of way that Andi told Fatima to go after Zach with all of her heart. But she can also is about to feel some type of way when she sees that Andi is helping Zach, but Aaron was not necessarily helping Zach when she was with him. She was saying, how he was in and out of jail. Andi probably did not help her with that. Or, she probably think that, well, why are you telling her, are you being there for her while her man is going through all this? But when he was in and out of jail, when he was with me, you really wasn't there. It could go as deep as that. Who knows when it comes to Tyler Perry's writing, but that's where it could possibly go. So with Andi helping, Zach and Fatima, Karen is going to for sure feel the type of way. Because she's going to feel like Andi is not being loyal to her because she's helping Zach, but she's helping the Zach that's with Fatima. And we already know how she feels about Fatima. So by Andi helping that Zach, Karen is going to feel some type of way. Another way also is that Andi and Fatima's relationship may grow stronger. You may never know. Andi may feel like, she can't talk about Gary to her other friends, so she may confide in Fatima more. We've seen that in season 3 where she's been confiding in Fatima more, as far as like the situation with Gary. We also saw that, with the whole thing that she had with Robin, she confided, in Fatima. That time when her and Fatima was at the hotel and they went to drinks, she was telling Fatima how she went up to Robin's room. We've been seeing her confide a little bit more into Fatima and her also, building a stronger relationship with Fatima. And if that continues to play out the way that it has, then Karen is going to feel some type of way because she's going to feel like Andi is not necessarily being her friend anymore. And she's building a friendship with the woman who stole her man. Which she didn't, but it's Karen. So she's going to feel, that type of way because it's like, but who are you not? Like, are you not my friend anymore? You're now talking to this new person. You're telling her everything, but you're not telling me everything. And Andy's argument could be, well, Karen, I do try to talk to you, but all you do is ridicule me about my decisions and tell me what I don't supposed to do. As a friend, you can tell your friends and give your friends advice, but at the end of the day, you gotta let this grown woman make the mistakes that she needs to make. And she's been dealing with Gary since season 1. She's obviously still feeling this man, so you continue to tell her that she needs to leave him alone. It's not going to do anything but make her want to go after him even more. So that's also another reason that she could also, be a little bit upset with Andi. And the final reason that I think that her and Andi may fall out is the possibility of, Karen being pregnant. And I'm not sure if she's going to, really, we don't know if Karen's pregnant or not because she has not went to the doctor. I do believe that she won't be going to the doctor until the end of the season, so it's probably a long season. But we do not know if she's going to share with the girls that she's pregnant before she go to the doctor. We kind of see that, she kind of wants to tell them because she wants them to kind of feel like, Zach is going to be there with her because they was at the strip club or Club Eden. She was telling Annie to, invite Fatima. And we know she wanted to tell Annie to invite Fatima so she could tell Fatima that she's pregnant by Zach when Fatima already knows. And Fatima said, okay, well, we'll deal with that when it comes. And so if Karen does share with the girls that she is pregnant, then she may feel the girls may not necessarily be there with her 100%. And Andi may not be there with her 100%. As far as they could question if she's really pregnant, they could question the paternity of the child. And not only that, when Karen tells them like, yeah, it's gonna be me and Zach's baby, once he finds out, I'm pregnant for real, whatever, we're gonna be back together. Whereas Andi could come back and tell her that I don't think that's gonna happen, Karen. Like, he's really moved on. He loves Fatima, and they're moving in together. Cause we all know once she find out that Fatima and Zach moving in to get a child, she gonna have a stroke. So it's like Andi could also tell that to her, and she could think that that's not necessarily her being her friend because she's not wishing her well in terms of her being with Zach and them actually having a complete family, and raising the child together. So she may also feel, you know, that Andi is being on Fatima's side. Well, why are you saying this? You know, like, why are you okay with her being, you know, like a stepmom or whatever? You know how Karen can get. So she may feel some type of way because, you know, Andi isn't as supportive as she would like when it comes to finding out she's pregnant, if she decides to tell the girls that she's pregnant before she go to the doctor. So instead of her wanting her friends, you know, rally behind her, and, you know, they all think that this may be something that keeps Zach there, they may all tell her that, well, I don't think that this is going to work out in the way that she wanted to work out, and that she needs to prepare, you know, raising this child, you know, not as a single woman, but, you know, raising this child without the dad being in the house with you. And I don't think that's something that Karen isn't going to want to hear. And I feel like she's going to be super hurt when she hears that coming from Andi, because she expects Andi to be on her side, because she expects Andi to be loyal to her. And she may feel like Andi is being loyal to Fatima because she's, you know, she's okay with Zach and Fatima being together. And she's not necessarily going against Fatima and telling Fatima that she needs to leave Zach alone because Zach loves Karen. But that's not Andi's place. Like, Fatima is a grown woman, Karen is a grown woman, and for the umpteenth time, Fatima has no loyalty to Karen. Karen is Andi's friend. Karen is not Fatima's friend. Fatima went to dinner with these girls one time, and Karen did her hair one time. But all that apologizing Fatima was doing, talking about she didn't know that Zach was Fatima's boyfriend, that she has no reason to apologize to that woman. Y'all not friends. Y'all don't owe each other no loyalty. So, with all that being said, from her helping out Zach and Fatima, from her possibly confiding more into Fatima this season, and for Andi possibly not taking the pregnancy news like Karen would like, I feel like all this is going to be the final straw of their friendship. Since season 1, we have seen their friendship kind of, you know, be on you know, its last straw. We have seen they have fallen out a couple times, but they've talked together. We've seen the whole point where Andi wanted to get married to Gary. Karen did not support her. When it came to, you know, Andi not telling Karen if Fatima and Zach was dating, she was mad about that. When it came to Karen going up to Andi's job and trying to fight Fatima at her job, Andi was not supporting her in that. So we see all of this as like a build up to like the final blowout that could potentially end this friendship. And I feel like also Andi may also grow tired because Andi has been apologizing to Karen since season 1. She has been apologizing to Karen for things that she has done that she should not have been apologizing for. It is not her place to tell Karen that Fatima and Zach are dating. She apologized for that. She apologized for telling Fatima to go forward with Zach because it hurt Karen's feelings. I also feel like Andi is growing tired of always having to apologize to Karen for things that she do not need to apologize for. And so that could also, you know, just take it to the point where they reach that point and it's like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm done with it. I'm over it. And they just end the friendship. Throughout this show, there's going to have to be some form of a falling out between the sister circle. And I do think that's going to start off with Karen and Andi for all of those reasons I just mentioned in this video. So that's everything that I have for today's video. I do not want it to be a too long video. If you all new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up this video if you like. Leave me a comment down below if you all think that this season will be the season where Karen's and Andi's relationships, their friendship ends. And also what other you know, falling out do you think they're gonna have, or blowouts do you think they're gonna have this season? So also just look out for that. Today is the season premiere, so I will be on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, my Twitter name is Adornisi, same as my YouTube name. So I will be on there for you know, live tweeting for that, and also possibly may come back on here after the show and do a live stream. I will let you all know if I'm going to do that or not. But yeah, so I will see you all in my next video, or I will see you all tonight. Again, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.